How's it going, everybody? It is a beautiful day. Somewhere in like mid-60s. Feels really nice outside. I've gotten a couple of comments on the clutch on this bike, as far as like clutchless shifting and stuff. I do a lot of clutchless shifting, whether it's like on here, going down shifting, or up shifting. I can shift without using the clutch. That is a really cool little car. I can go from first to fifth and back to fifth without touching the clutch. First to fifth and back to first, yeah. Only time that I need the clutch really is when I'm starting or stopping. The best thing for me personally, I have two reasons. And first off, let's say this is how I shift my bike. I'm not saying this is how you should shift your bike. This is not a how-to. If you do this and you break your bike, that is on you, not me. I'm only telling you how I shift my bike. So with that being said, like if I'm going to downshift from here, you're off the throttle, just give it a little blip of the throttle. I can go all the way down to first gear without needing to use the clutch. And there's mainly for drag racing, it's a big issue for drag racing. I do it for two reasons. One, I have a really heavy clutch, and so with that, it makes it kind of a pain in the butt to pull in on the clutch. But for drag racing, you're actually wasting time when you pull in on the clutch like that. So for racing, let's drop back down here. Pulling in on the clutch, you're gonna accelerating, pull in, release, shift, all that takes a little bit of time. It may not be much time, but it could be the difference in 2/10 in a drag race. And I've seen drag races won by, you know, thousandths of a second. So 2/10 can be a lot. But if I'm doing it for racing, watch this. You can shift like really quick without using the clutch. Now you might be able to shift almost as quick with using the clutch. I'm not saying that you can't, but with the clutch you can shift like, you know, a lot faster, or without using a clutch. So you can, you know, you can do it without using a clutch. No, it's not going to mess up the bike. The reason that you can do it on a motorcycle but you can't do it in your, you know, Honda Civic is because the way that the gears are cut on a car, the gears are cut at an angle, and that is made for easier meshing. You know, when the clutch is in, it's a little easier meshing, and it's mainly for noise. Straight cut gears are a lot of noise, whereas a cross cut gear, they don't make a whole lot of noise. They mesh the gear really smoothly, and you don't get a whole lot of drivetrain noise. On a motorcycle, we don't necessarily care so much about that. We have loud pipes on our bikes. Should be wearing a helmet, so you may not have noise coming in, you know, through that. There's a lot of reasons why you can't hear it on a motorcycle, but on a motorcycle there's straight cut gears, and so you can, without using a clutch, you can just shove that into any gear you want. Like in a car, doing 75, you're not going to be able to get that clutch into first gear at 75 miles an hour. It's just not going to happen. But on a motorcycle, try going 75 and then put it into first gear. It will go into gear. I would not recommend it. I wouldn't recommend pulling out of the clutch, but you can do it. So that's why it's able to be done on a motorcycle. Does it hurt the bike? No, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't hurt the clutch. It doesn't cause excessive wear on the gears. None of that stuff. How to do it? Roll off the throttle and just give it a shift. Just as you're accelerating, give a little bit of up pressure on the shifter and just roll off the throttle. It don't take but just a very, very light flick of the wrist, and you'll get that clutch or you'll get that gear to shift. On that, it's one of those where all you're trying to do is relieve the strain on the transmission gears. That's all you're doing. So when you're accelerating, you're going to roll off the throttle and you're going to upshift. On the opposite side of things, when you're downshifting, is you're going to be decelerating, so you're going to be off the throttle, and all you're going to do is just blip the throttle. All you're going to do is just, as you're off the throttle, you've got strain on the transmission. You're not going to be able to downshift. So you have to relieve that strain. You relieve that strain by giving it a little bit of a blip. So it's really easy. You can do it without any kind of issues. I encourage you to go ahead, try it, practice it. It's a lot of fun, and you'll notice that you'll actually accelerate a little bit quicker. Couple of things with the coming up here soon. Not 100% sure when I'm going to do it, but as you can see, the leaves, they're slowly starting to change, but for the most part everything's still green. As soon as the leaves start changing, we are going to go to the Talamina Scenic Byway, and we're going to go and take us a little road trip. It'll be if y'all have seen the videos before, y'all have seen the Talamina Scenic Drive. It's across the top of a mountain ridge. It's a wonderful trail. If you're in the area, I recommend you going. But I'm going to be going here pretty soon, whenever the leaves start changing, like I said. And I'm trying to get a little group ride together and try to go with some people, some friends. We'll see how that goes. Coming up December 12th is the December 12th is going to be the Toys for Tots toy run. It's a little motorcycle parade. It's a lot of fun. It's for a good cause. Your entry to go and do the toy ride is literally a toy. That's all they ask for. I'm gonna bring as much as I can, as many toys as I can, and you know, we'll kind of see what happens from there. And yeah, this will be, I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a nice little parade. All the people gets lined up and watches the bikes come through. The cops block off the all the intersections, and it's just, you know, it's just a lot of fun. Another thing that's going to be coming up is, after that event, I am going to be doing a lot of work to this bike. And there's one thing that I'm going to be doing to this bike. A couple of y'all that follow my channel may know what I'm talking about. if y'all seen me post on Facebook or something in the Honda Magna group. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about, but I've got something coming up for the bike that is going to be, and when I get to that point of the build, we will discuss it. Right now, you're just going to have to follow the channel and follow me on Instagram. My Instagram link's down below. You'll know stuff on Instagram way before you know anything on Facebook or YouTube. Follow me there. And so I've got a couple of things I'm going to be doing to the bike. I'm going to be doing a CBR 600 front wheel and lower forks. So I'm going to have the 2 calipers and 2 disc brakes on the front, and then I'm going to be doing a CBR 900 rear tire or rear wheel and a single disc brake on the rear. So I'll be able to stop better. I'll have less rotating mass, and that'll allow me to actually run a street bike tire and will allow me to run a drag radial. So I'm excited about that part. And then the other thing is the engine swap. We're going to be doing an engine swap on this. I'm going to be doing the VFR 750 engine swap. Now the secret of my swap is it's going to be in with the engine swap, but I'm not going to tell y'all what that is quite yet. Like I said, y'all got to follow the channel and follow me on Instagram so y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all will find that out maybe January, February, sometime whenever I get to that point. So we got that going, and so we're going to do the VFR 750 swap on this. My goal is, now I've talked to some people, I've asked around. Aside from a late 80s V65, which is an 1100cc engine, aside from that bike, as far as I'm aware, there's no Magnas. Now if there is, if you know of somebody and you know something and can provide me with a, you know, documentation on it, let me know. But I want to have the fastest 3rd gen Honda Magna in the world. That is my goal, is to have I want to have a 3rd gen Honda Magna in the 10s, and I want it to be the fastest bike, you know, the fastest Honda Magna. With what I'm doing, it might be possible. I think we might be able to do it, because from what I've seen, it's not a very common thing to do in the VFR 750 world, and I'm sure it's even less popular if it's ever been done in the Magna world. So if you did, be sure to like this video. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe down below. I'm at like 542 subscribers. I know we can get to 1,000 subscribers. I know we can. It can be done. So share this video, follow me on Instagram. Let's try to get this all built up, and you know, let's try to get me past the 1,000 subscribers mark. I would really appreciate that. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe down below, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.